Hello there. I'm not going to say howdy because I scared the living shit out of old Carol, the old Carol show. I came on and I said, howdy, and she said I scared the hell out of her, so hi, it's me. And guess what? It's Wednesday night. I've been home probably for about an hour, had a great dialysis, had a lot of fun with the nurses, had a great day, and so I figured I'm going to get one of these tags out of the way. And Mary, I'm sorry, but I got this printed out for me by Hollywoggle and by Natalie. But Hollywoggle, she printed it out for me and she made it really, really big. If you call that big. I don't call that big. So I'm going to have to use my Sherlock Holmes magnifying glass. Okay, so this is going to be the Eyes Habit tag. So let us see. Oh, this was done by I'm a Funny Forkin' Bitch. You know I don't like to swear, so it was done by Barbie. I'm a Funny Forkin' Bitch, and it's a great tag. So the Eyes Habit tag. Now when I gave Natalie the questions, I left out 2 questions because I had copied from somebody else's who had also left out 2 questions, so it wasn't my fault. So I'm going to remember the 2 questions that I left out. Okay. All right. No one sees eye to eye. That being said, what's your go-to eyeshadow primer? My go-to eyeshadow primer right now is Lorac. Because in 2 of my palettes, which are Lorac, I got the little thingy-jiggy of the eye primer. And oh, I love it. I love it. I've always used e.l.f. or I used the Wet n Wild, I think it was. And if I could, I'd buy a big giant bottle of Lorac eye primer. But once my 2 things are finished, I'll be going back to e.l.f. Okay, now, number 2, seeing is believing, or so they say. When it comes to an everyday eye look, do you stick with neutral or natural colors, or do you get colorful and change it up a lot? I really don't think I have ever done a neutral eye. This is kind of neutral looking, but it's not really, because I have gold pigments. Oh, you can see. I have gold and peach on, but it's this I put on this morning, and I used gold pigments on my eyelids this morning just because I felt like it. And I don't think I ever do the same eye look twice. If I really, really like one of the eye looks I've done for a special occasion, well, I'll sort of, but I don't write them all down or whatever. I just have a blast. I just take I just pick a palette, and then I pick maybe a smaller palette, something with the crease colors in it or whatever. Pick one of my bright palettes, and then have something or a single eyeshadow that I'm going to use, and I just go to town. And I don't think I've ever done a neutral eye look in my life, and I don't think I ever plan to. So that's the question to that one. I mean the answer. Alrighty, number 3. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So what's your most beautiful eyeshadow palette? Good Lord. That's like asking me, who do I like better? Jeremy Wade or, well, I don't like George Clooney anymore because he's getting kind of haggard looking, and I think he's probably lost all of his stamina. Anyway, I am an eyeshadow, as you guys in the South say, whole. Eye palettes, eyeshadows, I have singles, I have doubles, I have quads, I have little trios, and like I have let's see now, I have 1 NARS eyeshadow. 1 NARS! And this thing, oh my god, I don't even know if NARS makes eyeshadow palettes, but this is my Heather. It's called D Beautiful, and nothing feels like this eyeshadow. It is just the most beautiful. Like we all say things feel like butter. Well, so there's my little favorite single of NARS, and then I've got this little poudre. See, that's just all colors, so I couldn't do my whole eye with that because they're mostly shimmery. So those are good eyelid colors. And then there's the one I used this morning, which is one of these little Maybelline things. I love these. I think I have almost every one of them. And they're nice and cheap, and they work really well. So this morning I used the, this is a go to bronzer. I don't know, there's golds and bronzes in it. And so what I did, I used the third one here, which is a gold shimmery, and then I put my MAC samples of gold pigments on top with a wet brush and did the gold look. And then I took peach from another palette, probably it was a palette that Debbie sent me, either a Wet n Wild or no, it was Wet n Wild, and the one with all the funny colors in it. And I used peach in the crease, so I had to go to that one. So this morning I used about 3 different. I used the palette that I used was just this one, but of course I've got my Naked 3 that I won from Carolyn, and I've got my Sonia Kashuk, which I love for crease colors and transition colors. I've got my Esperanza, which I love for the bright colors. I've got my butterfly palette. This one here, and I've never used it yet. I've never used it. This one here. I have never used it. That's terrible. So I'm gonna start playing around with this one next week. And anyways, my favorite palettes, I would say, were my Naked 3 and my It Pretty. For the big palettes, It Pretty and Laura Mercier. I don't have one. I can't say a favorite. I love all of them. Bogey, I'm not singing. So that's my favorite palettes. Okay, number 4. They say the eyes are the windows to the soul. So what's your soul saying to the world? Well, that depends. I'm sorry, I'm looking. I just did half of this before and it just got blown away. What are my eyes saying to the world? That's a hard one. What are my eyes saying to the world? I guess they're just trying to say, hey, this is me. You look at me through my eyes. This is how we communicate. And so I hope that you like the person that you're seeing through my eyes, because that's our means of communication. And I'm not exactly the quietest kind of person in the world. So I guess between my eyes and my big mouth, I guess I say a lot. Sometimes, often at the wrong times, might I add. So my eyes are saying basically, be good to each other, be kind to each other, give a smile to a stranger. It might make their day. If I'm in a really pissy mood, my eyes will usually say, bugger off and leave me alone because I don't feel like talking to anybody. And I just don't feel like talking to anybody, so like, I don't want to be mean, just let me have a day by myself, whether I'm feeling sorry for myself or I'm just feeling sad or I just want to be alone and not talk to anybody. That's what my eyes are saying to the world. But then if my eyes are saying that to the world, then there's nobody to see my eyes, so that's sort of a complicated answer, isn't it? Yeah. Anyway, okay. Now, where was I? Okay. Oh, there's a second part to that question. Do you keep it subtle? I did all that for nothing. Do you keep it subtle and somber, or hold on? Do you keep it subtle and somber? Why can't I see? Or do you tabarnouche? Why can't I see this? Do you keep it somber? Oh, do you keep it subtle and somber, or you make a bold statement, like saying meow or shh. What's your favorite eyeliner and how do you apply it? Okay. Well, I definitely am not the shh type, as most of my subscribers know. And if I start meowing now, Bogey down here will. So I guess I'm sort of a meow. Thank you, Bogey. I'm a meow kind of person. But then, like I said, I can be very quiet. We all have our moods, so sometimes I want to say shh, and other times I want to say rawr. But most of the time I want to say rawr. So I'm that kind of a girl. And my favorite eyeliner, haven't found it yet, but my favorite tight liner is one that Natalie gave me, and it is the Skin smudge pencil. I finally found one that doesn't transfer down to the bottom of my eyes. It's the only one that doesn't transfer down to the bottom of my eyes. And eyeliners, I like if I'm working with an eyeliner, I like the gel ones. I have a few Physicians Formulas. I have NYX gel one. I find it very difficult putting eyeliner on with an eyeliner pencil. So what I'll do is I'll put a gel eyeliner, and then depending on whatever color, because I put a lot of different colors, I mean blues, greens, mauves, purples, and then I'll just, with a smudge brush, I'll put a matching shadow over it to sort of like, blend it out. Alrighty? Now, don't make your brown eyes blue. Duh. Do you worry about your eye color and try to stay in the box by matching shades of shadow to go with your eye color, or do you step outside the box and wear whatever calls your name? Hold on, let's get this up to hook. I do have a tendency to try to match my lids with something that I'm wearing. Not all the time, but usually I do. Like whatever, it'll be one color that I'm wearing. Like if I'm wearing something with blue or orange, I'll try to put a little dab of blue or a little dab of orange just to bring my eyes out. Like today I'm wearing bronze and gold, so I did my eyes bronze just because I was in a bronzy kind of mood. And this is about as neutral as you're ever going to see me. But I do not like putting crazy colors on my eyes like the Mimi look. So I do go outside the box. I always have, and I always will, but not to make myself look ridiculous, especially now that I'm 66. When I was younger, I went outside the box more, but I'm trying to stay in the box a little bit more now that I'm an old douchebag. Alrighty, now. Bat those lashes to win your way. Do you wink or blink when you do? What's your favorite mascara, and do you step it up with false eyelashes? In the 60s and 70s, I always wore false eyelashes. And I used to wear mink false eyelashes. And what happened was I lost all my eyelashes. And it took me a long time to even grow a little stubble of eyelashes. Now I'm using Equinol, and I've been using that for about 5 or 6 weeks, and I'm seeing a difference in the length of my eyelashes, and it's great, and I'm really happy about that. And my favorite mascara to date has been the Jordana, the one with the purple stripes on it, but I'm finding that it dries up very quickly. And I remember my favorite mascara for years was the Lancome telescopic, but it was really expensive. It had fibers in it. I haven't used that one in a long time, and I'm trying to think if I don't think I've ever used a high-end. I might have used Shiseido mascara, but mascara is mascara. To me, it's all in the wand. So if you get a mascara where you like the wand, and the mascara in other containers is not like really, really yuck, or really, really cheap, you can keep cleaning that wand, put it into any mascara, and you're going to basically achieve the same look. Now, I'm not talking about high-end products, but I'm talking about like your regular drugstore things, and they're not that cheap. I mean, a drugstore mascara is like, I don't know, $15. And I went along with people here when everybody was using that red something balm. That was awful. Colleen sent me the butterfly mascara. I still have not figured out how to use that, but I do use that mascara with my Jordana wand or with the other wand. And then that crazy it thing, I think it's it, that long telescopic thing that's supposed to stop you from doing tight lining, that I find that totally useless, so I put that on as my first mascara. And then I also try to put it on my little wispy lashes on the bottom, and then I put my second coat on, and then I let that dry, and after I've curled my eyelashes, and then I put on a third coat. And right now my makeup is going on 12 hours. Okay, and then the two questions that I forgot to give Natalie when I found the questions were something to the effect of, and I don't have it on this either because I had copied and pasted this from somebody's site who didn't have the other two questions. Excuse me. What is the worst look you've ever had regarding your eyes, and what is the best? Okay, I think looking back, my best was probably, and I just remember this, I was in my early 20s, and at the time I was wearing false eyelashes, and this was when Mary Quant, I don't even know how many of you people remember Mary Quant. Mary Quant came out, and so I had these not extremely long lashes, beautiful mink lashes, and I was young and thin, and I went out, I got all dolled up, and I went out to Place des Arts, and I went to see some kind of a concert with my fiance, and I had my hair cut really, really short like Twiggy, and I was like very, very thin, and all you could see were these huge eyes, and I had the eyelashes on, and whatever the makeup was during that time, it was something very subtle and everything, but all you could see were the dark eyelashes, and then my eyelashes on the bottom were still long then. And I probably had on some kind of shadow to match whatever I was wearing, and I had sunken in cheeks and everything, and that was when I think probably looked my best. And I remember getting so many compliments that night on my eyes, and it's just a night that stands out. And it was some big event I went to. The worst, I've had a lot of those, but the worst I think was when, it was probably in 1983, 82 or 83, when for the first time I had my eyes done by a professional makeup artist, because I was going on to CJAD, a radio station in Montreal. I was driven down in a limousine because I had done my recording, and I went to this professional person who put my makeup on, and she did the makeup beautifully, and then when she did my eyes, I looked, what the hell is she doing to me? And the hair, oh my God. Anyways, I came out of there and I was almost in tears, and I didn't have time to go home and fix it all up and everything. She had put, the style then was like a sort of a blue with a brown crease, and then white under your banana, but I don't know what she did to my eyes. She made my eyes look like slits. And whatever they did to my hair, by the time I was driven downtown and went on the radio about 10 o'clock at night, and they took pictures and everything for this magazine, I swear to God, I looked older in that picture than I do now. And that was a disaster. And then other disasters with my eye looks was when I was in my 50s, and I'd be sitting across the table from a client doing tarot card readings at Caffuccino's, and I'd get a hot flash. And my hot flash would start from my hair, and my hair was blonde with all copper streaks in it and everything else, and I would feel this hot flash coming on, and my hair would just sort of all fall, and then my makeup would just sort of start dripping off, and the more it would drip off, the more nervous I'd get, and there I'm trying to concentrate on the cards and give a good reading, and my mascara would start running. And by the time I finished the reading, and this happened I'd say at least 5 times during the 5 years that I worked at Cappuccino's. And I ended up with makeup all over my face, and I had to excuse myself and go in the bathroom. I've had a lot of, you wouldn't believe, I don't have time. So that's the end of this little tag, and I'm sure everybody out there has done it. So if there's anyone out there who hasn't done it, then you're tagged. And I just wanted to come on here while I was full of beans, because tomorrow I might be going out on my scooter, and because I want to get a package mailed off to somebody very special, and just keep your fingers crossed that my scooter doesn't break down. So I'm going to love you and leave you. It was a lot of fun doing this. And then on my next video, I'm going to tell you, Natalie gave me all those, she came to the hospital, she saw me, she brought me some lipstick, she brought me some, she brought all the washi cloths, and I've been doing it like in bits and pieces. But last night was the first night I took it, because Monday when I went to dialysis, you could have knocked me over with a feather. I came home, I was so dead, I didn't know how I was going to get to dialysis. I didn't feel sick, I was just exhausted. I don't know why. And when I came home, I sort of just did my regular, wash my face with Dove, and I put some of the stuff on that Natalie gave me, and then scrub my face. But I now have a wave, which is by Neutrogena, I think. So Natalie brought me those cloths, the hot, the cold, the scrubbing, the polishing cloth, and then I've got my wave, which has stuff in it. I bought a package of extra little thingies to go on to the wave that I got, and I swear to God, my skin was so squeaky last night. Like I said in a comment to somebody, I think my cats thought there was mice in the house, because I could feel like my skin just tingling, and it felt so good. So I'm going to make this at least a 3 times a week nightly ritual. I won't be able to do it every night. That would, because I would stop doing it. But 3 times a week, and then on the weekend, Sunday, oh God, it just felt, I've never been to a spa, and nothing ever felt as good as doing all that stuff to my face. So that's it. Gonna love you and leave you. Have a great day. Janet, I've been trying to reply to your last video, and I've gone there twice, and I've written a big long reply, and both times it's psht. So I didn't forget you, darling. I'm gonna do that probably tomorrow morning, or sometime tomorrow when I'm home, because there's a button on my computer, I think it's called Alt, and if I push that instead of the cap shift, my posts just go flying, and that's what's happened with the 2 posts that I posted to you. So I just didn't have it in me to do another long posting to you, so I didn't forget you, honey. Love you, and I'll see you guys. So au revoir de Montreal. I hope you enjoyed my little taggy, and that's it. Bye. Gonna love you and leave you, and just hope that this thing came out, because like I said, I lost the first one. Bye.